You're listening to the RMPodcast, the official podcast of Red Moon Productions. Here are your hosts, Brandon Davidson, Keith Cheatham, and Sean Sebastian. Enjoy.
To another episode of the Red Moon Podcast, live here on Tuesday nights, starting at 9 p.m. Every single week, we love to entertain. I am one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host, Sean Sebastian, and
Bette Midler.
Wow, it's amazing. We just had Nick Nolte in the studio, and now we've got Bette Midler.
I've never seen her do that.
She does that in Hocus Pocus too.
That was Nick Nolte.
That's the only scene they've released in Hocus Pocus yet. In fact, they got some. Oh no, never mind. I'm thinking of somebody they got to come back, but Binks is dead.
He's dead. He's dead.
He's not coming back.
He's not coming back. He went to cat heaven.
Well, but that cat had 9 lives. He must have spent them all. Sorry, I had to. That's bad. I know. I always quote either Silver Bullet or Christmas Vacation.
I didn't. I thought it was just Silver Bullet.
Well, hey, I got one in there, one extra. You know, another movie. So be it.
Yeah,
I'm good. Just like, somebody's got their volume. We're a little delayed on that. I don't know whose it is, but
it could have been me.
all I know is we got beer to try.
We got beer.
We timed this perfectly. We had 8 beers. So for the last 8 weeks, this is number 7.
I want to taste it.
Which means
Actually, that's not true.
It smells good.
Oh yeah, we did. We skipped one
We
week
skipped
because
the week
one
because
was
Sean
so
was
bad.
out. So no.
Oh, that
Sean
too.
Was
It
out.
Oh,
Remember? So we did
I
the
was
bourbon.
out.
but then it evened out because
Because
we
we
had a
skipped a
week
week.
where
So we did
one was
time it
so
perfectly.
bad. Yeah.
But then Sean knew that we were going to have a bad one, so he helped keep us on track by missing a week.
There it
Sean
is.
is holding it up
That's
there.
this week's.
That's what we got.
It is.
Are y'all ready to try?
I'm always ready to try beer.
Let's take a sip.
Cryophonic?
Got a good head on it.
Smells nice. They've all smelled good though.
They're all crisp. They're all light. But this one's pretty good.
I like that.
It is.
It's pretty
That is
good.
That is better than the last. I
The
think,
last two?
Yeah.
It
Yeah.
kind of fits honestly
I
right
like
up there with that
The
session.
Yeah.
And it's
It's a
there's
nice beer to have a conversation with.
There's
It's
not
like,
a lot
listen,
of-
We're gonna chat. We don't want to get drunk, so we're gonna have this nice, refreshing beer.
there's just not a lot of notes
No.
that I can describe.
It's really funny because
I got an A flat.
That's the selling point on this one.
That's what they said.
Yeah.
What are some of them on there?
It just says it hits all the notes. So many notes we can't taste them.
Well, I
Can't
just
differentiate.
lost my application for trying to sell this beer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna.
It says the
It hits
smooth
all of them.
tonal balance and wide dynamic range. We made fun of it.
I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna be their spokesperson.
It hits all the notes.
It's smooth.
It has
I
wide
mean,
dynamic range.
It's definitely,
It-
definitely smooth.
to
but
me, it's good, but
it's
it's
light.
still standard def. It ain't quite HDR
it's
yet.
not wide dynamic range.
No, not at all. No, it doesn't have the gamuts. Okay, got to have those
I
gamuts.
said it hit that A flat. I mean, it has all the notes. So
I don't know about the A flat, but I got a flat A.
whoa.
Oh,
Your butt's not flat, Sean.
It is.
Oh.
It's from
most guys are.
Sit on it all the time, and
Well,
I
not
don't
if-
work
not
out.
If you got junk in the
I
trunk
say
and
if
you're a
it-
dude,
I don't
If you're
have a
doing,
good
tone.
for you,
if
man.
If you're doing those squats, you should have a decent. You
maybe
know,
that's what I need to do.
men
I
have
don't-
nice butts.
I don't
They
squat.
can.
They don't. No, they shouldn't be like the big bouncy bubble butts. That's kind of weird. But you know,
Some
have a
women
nice
like that.
firm, like
Some
Sylvester's-
men like the bubble butts on the women. I personally like them. I don't want them too firm. A muscular butt
I was
is
just
not
trying
attractive.
to talk about Sylvester Stallone's butt, okay?
natural.
Because I don't know
Who
if
brought up
anyone else.
Sylvester
Yeah,
Stallone?
I was
Yeah.
going to because I was thinking of like the Rocky training montages, and I assume he has a firm butt. I don't know.
He probably does. No, I think you're right.
I don't know if I've ever
Yeah, I don't
seen
know.
his butt though.
Back then, maybe not now.
Oh, not now. It's old and saggy now.
That's right.
Well,
Yeah.
that it's weird though. How do you describe an old, saggy,
Chris
rock
Pratt
hard butt?
he's got a nice butt.
I bet he does.
Oh yeah.
He's young, yeah, still. But
don't
how
know.
would you describe like
I would
Arnold
think, like,
Schwarzenegger?
Chris Hemsworth probably has
Oh,
a firm butt. You
Thor
know?
butt.
Thor butt. Yeah.
Is that what
Just
we're
bounce-
calling
You
it?
just bounce a quarter off of it.
Bounce the Thor hammer right off of
Bounce a
it.
quarter,
Hammer
man.
just
What is it,
stays.
Chris Evans and
Quarter
Endgame,
breaks
like
the window
that's
when you
America's
bounce it off
ass.
his butt.
Wait,
Yeah.
say that again.
Chris Evans in Endgame,
Yeah.
he's like, that's America's ass.
That's
Yeah.
right.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
You
Well,
know,
we
them
got a
superhero butts.
packed show.
Yeah, let's make it less
Huge
gay.
show. So we are actually foregoing our unique weekly segment.
Oh
this
my
week.
goodness, we're not going to
I
have a
know.
unique segment.
It's disappointing to a lot of listeners.
you know what
out
we're
there.
going to have instead?
Yep, there's 2 pissed off listeners right now.
Well, hey, look, a lot of people, especially our relationship
They're not
segment,
pissed yet. Wait
they
till
enjoy that.
Wait till they hear what he's replacing it with.
Our Oscar picks for 2022.
Most
It's
popular
come.
film
Hey.
category.
That's
That's what we're replacing
Listen.
it with.
We actually are doing everybody a service because for all the people that don't give a crap about the Oscars, which is most everybody, we put it at the end of the show. So if you don't want to,
Exactly.
you don't want to listen, then
Yeah.
you can tune out.
Yep.
And you don't miss anything.
And honestly, I'll tell you, I was trying to pick who I think will win, who I want to win.
I was going through.
It was hard because there were so many movies I was apathetic towards.
I'm all over the place
Yeah.
on mine.
You know,
Yeah, I think
Same.
I think everybody is because it's such a lackluster year,
it really is.
and it's one of those. Yeah.
But one of those we did review.
Yeah.
We reviewed right
more
at the
than
end
one,
here.
But
Well,
we have one currently.
Exactly.
reviewed.
Right before,
Right
of
now.
course, Oscar Sunday. So, of course, we'll have our Oscar party. I think we'll have a few special guests this year, too.
This weekend,
Really nice.
this Sunday is the Oscars.
And then next Tuesday, we'll give you our review of the show and talk about how much Amy Schumer and Wanda Sykes and that other third host are just killing it and knocking it out of the
Other
park.
third
I don't
host.
remember who it is. I mean, I think
Who
it's
is it?
Regina King. I don't know.
Regine, is it King
Or Hall. I don't
think it's
know.
Hall.
None of them are
Really?
good.
I didn't even
I just
remember
remember
that
2
one.
of them.
Wow.
Who cares? All
Actually,
I know is
I don't
it's gonna
mind Wanda
suck.
Sykes. It just depends on what she's in. Sometimes she can be funny, but I don't.
The
think
last
it's-
thing I saw her in was freaking Evan Almighty.
Evan Almighty,
And it was
yeah.
terrible.
Yeah.
And one, yeah.
Yeah.
And I went,
That
I
was
went and saw it twice.
Yeah,
And once
he's
was with
stupid.
on a date, and it was terrible.
Is that the Noah's Ark one?
Yes.
Okay.
It-
Bruce Almighty's Jim Carrey.
Yes.
Okay, that's what I'm
and then
thinking
Steve
of.
Carell's and Evan.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
right.
Ugh,
Terrible.
Terrible movie. But
Terrible.
We'll talk about
Terrible.
our Oscar picks at the end of the show. We have 3 other major headlines, 2 of which were actually sent by our good buddy Jacob.
See, man, that's
who-
good beer.
See, you're burping
It's
it.
past the
Well,
burp
to, well, to
test.
be fair,
Yeah.
Sean I think sent it to us first.
Actually, yes.
And
Well,
th- and then-
2 of them, yeah, because the aunt. Well, we'll get into it, but yes,
But then Jacob sent us the same article plus one that we hadn't seen yet.
that's
so-
right. Correct. True.
We've
He was
known
still
about
on
the. You're talking about MGM and
Yeah, yeah,
Amazon.
yeah.
We've known about that for a
Oh, no,
while,
we-
but it's final now.
Yes,
It's
right.
been- it's
we,
done.
We
Yeah.
discussed it on the podcast
Yeah.
when it was first
Right.
becoming a thing, but yeah, it's now finalized.
the deal
But
is done.
We'll get there. We will. We got a review to get to, so that we
Well,
can
we
get
got
to the Oscars
2
later.
minutes left before we.
Oh, hit our 10-minute mark.
Yeah, we got 2.
Well, let's just. You know what? For those 2 minutes, let's just sit back and enjoy our beer.
silence.
If you don't go to the review, I'm going to hit another one.
Okay, I'm going. To
All right, let's do
Here's our review of CODA.
Premiering at the Sundance Film Festival in 2021, CODA is now up for Best Picture at the Academy Awards, alongside Supporting Actor and Adapted Screenplay nominations. The film tells the story of a young girl named Ruby, portrayed by Emilia Jones, who spends her days at school or assisting her family who are professional fishers. Emilia also happens to be the only member of her family who is not deaf. Serving as a bridge between her family and the community, Emilia is integral in helping her family communicate. But when she discovers a passion for singing and a possibility of going to Berkeley on a scholarship, she is torn between helping her family spending the rest of her life on their fishing boat or pursuing her dreams of singing. CODA is a heartwarming tale. Focusing on the lives of a deaf family with a sole child that can hear brings to light the hardship and struggle of such families and deaf individuals in general. At its core, however, CODA is a universal story. Ruby's parents have become dependent on her assistance, a little too much to their detriment, isolating them from the community. Her older brother seeks an opportunity to prove that he is not hindered by his deafness, growing frustrated that he will never be given the chance so long as his parents continue to fall back on Ruby. Ruby struggles to be there for her family and have her own dreams, but all care for one another and want what's best for each other. Outside of its story and themes, the film is well crafted. Based on the French film La Famille Bélier, Director Sean Hayter was handpicked by the producer of the original film to adapt the movie for an American audience. Hayter is responsible for choices such as the film's New England setting and the main character's profession as fishermen. Hayter set out to tell a relatable story about common working salt-of-the-earth people. Not all audiences can relate to being deaf, but the characters are more than just a disability. They are real, and it's their personalities, thoughts, and dreams we relate to. In this way, Hayter has made one of the most relatable and moving works nominated at the Oscars this year. CODA makes use of song and sound, as one would expect from a movie named CODA. While it is often not as unique in this venture as last year's The Sound of Metal, Hayter still manages a few set pieces that will tug at the heartstrings, with one particular scene involving actor Troy Kotsur, who plays the role of Ruby's father, Frank, being a definite standout. Again, however, much like all of the nominees so far, CODA doesn't reinvent the wheel. We have seen similar ideas, plot structure, and use of sound in films such as The Sound of Metal, Whiplash, or Mr. Holland's Opus. It does still find plenty of ways to set itself apart, however, and has nuanced touches that offer a little diversity among those previous mentioned movies. The movie lands where it matters most, however, and that's in the emotion. CODA is a moving piece of work with real heart and family values. It doesn't try to push any ideology on you, but tells a story about real people with real-life struggles. It always entertains, and by its end, left my eyes more than a little soggy. CODA is one of the few films this year that truly deserves its place amongst the nominees. I give CODA 3.5 out of 4 stars.
Wow. 3.5? Is that the best? He can't figure out his headphones. Oh, he got them. There he goes. Just in time.
I accidentally knocked him off my head, and now here.
Knocking him off.
That is our first 3.5, I think, for all the best
noms.
pictures.
It was my favorite so far.
Okay.
I mean, again, it's not anything I think that's so stand out amongst like past winners and past films. I do feel like it stands out more among the current noms. However, I did like just the family, the family message and story. It was pretty much straightforward, but I did appreciate that. Like I said in the review, it doesn't have any crazy ideology or any type of push that it's angling at, other than being that kind of relatable family story about people who have like this struggle as far as they can't hear, and then of course their daughter being this only link to the society. And I like that it showcases not just their struggles, but the fact that also some of it is on them. It's just like her with like,
right.
You know, you've distanced yourself from the community by not trying to be involved, just because like you've used your deafness as an excuse to not be involved.
Right.
When
and almost they've kind of used her as the crutch. You know, they've used the fact that she is a normal child
and I appreciate
that
about
can hear.
Like the brother being aggravated by that. Like, look, I can do this, but he's never going to get the chance because they always fall back on her. So,
right. Yeah. Because again, they point to her as, well, you're our main connection to that world, to being normal, and she's trying to, you know, and I get the pains that she's going throughout the film and how she develops from having that, you know, stress on her shoulders of being that, but also from having the complications with her brother who's wanting to venture out and be his own man and try to do what he wants to do with his life, and constantly kind of being held back by his own family thinking that he's lesser than because they have to depend on her, and he's wanting to say, no, we can do it. There were just so many good themes throughout in terms of you know, building a strong family and relying on that strong family. I love a scene where she does break down to her choir teacher, and you know he's almost trying to say, look, you don't respect my time. You're late. I've given you enough chances. I can't continue to let you do this. Yeah. And she said, you know, she just kind of has this moment of I've never done anything without my family, and I think he understood the sacrifices she was making, you know, as a normal 16-year-old girl would not have to make, but because of the circumstances, she was bending over backwards to do all of these things so that she could still try to live out some part of the dream that she had. Yeah. And I just, again, it was so many good messages throughout the film that I thought, you know, they hit the nail on the head. I agree. I gave it 3.5 out of 4 stars. Wow. I don't think, yes, in comparative stature with other films from previous years and Best Picture winners, it's not that it fails. It just in some way doesn't live up to such a monumental memory that I was like, okay, this is one I'm going to have to revisit over. Because again, there are a lot of themes, there are a lot of story beats that are borrowed, not in a bad way, but from other things we've already seen that have done it to an exceptional circumstance, or even gave you that kind of awe-struck wonder the first time. But just to give you a little foretaste of what's to come, I did end up picking this as who I want to win this year for Best Picture.
Oh, for Best Picture?
Simply because I do feel that the field itself, when looking at all the others, I just felt wasn't.
I will say
strong
this is.
enough.
It's not the only one I would watch again of the nominees, but it is one of the few of the nominees that I would actually want to see this again, just because I kind of liked the feel good nature of it. I mean, it wasn't anything spectacular, but But so much anymore, you do have a lot of bleakness that I think it was kind of nice to see. And Belfast is the same way. Best Pick nominees that highlight some of the positives of life, not necessarily like the
struggles.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, it shows.
Or you can have struggles, but it's not just always down and out.
It's not doom and gloom. It actually shows you that yes, you always have struggles, but there are things.
There's uplifting moments.
Yeah.
Sean, what about you? You didn't feel
Big
the
difference.
same way.
No, I actually gave it 2.5.
Oh wow. Okay.
It not because it's a bad film, but because it just didn't. It did not live up to a Best Picture nominee for me. I did feel like I agree with your review 100% in the regard that it did have great family themes. I thought the film itself was well done, but I didn't think there was anything reinventive or unique about it. Definitely not like The Sound of Metal, like you mentioned before.
Oh, yeah.
There were some issues that I had with it's kind of weird because there's not a whole lot of movies anymore that have a feel-good kind of movie feel to them, and this one was, to me, it was too feel-good. I didn't feel like there was enough on the line or enough stakes to make it any more than if this movie had Dennis Quaid in it and less cussing, it would be a pure flicks film. I really felt like it was borderline one of those Christian feel-good films minus the Christianity and Dennis Quaid. And the acting was good. The acting, especially from the dad. I thought he was one of the best actors in the film. His facial expressions when he is signing and the anxious nature of trying to figure out what is being said, what these people are talking about, especially when they're having like the town hall meetings and everything. You can see that there's a huge reliance on the daughter, and I get that. I get that part of the struggle, but I never once felt like they were going to lose their boat. I never felt like they were going to really. It's one of those movies right from the beginning. I'm like, okay, she's going to pursue her passion. Everything's going to work out in the end. I knew it from the start, and that dropped the star rating down for me because it didn't surprise me in any way.
Okay, yeah,
I did feel like Belfast is the more deserving film. I felt like that was a better film. There was a sense of urgency and a sense of there's some turmoil going on in this town, and
really didn't know if they were going to survive.
That's right. And this movie, I felt like it was all going to work out. I do like it. It is definitely a movie that I will catch again, especially my wife wants to see it. I'll watch it again with her, and I'll have the same enjoyment. It's got funny moments. It's got the scene with when she's singing on stage and her deaf family is looking around and looking at the joy that her singing is bringing on other people's faces.
Right.
And that's the only way they can really enjoy it
is
by seeing how happy she's making other people. I really loved that scene. But I wanted some more emotion from that scene, and I just didn't get it. And it kind of drug on a little bit long. I'm like,
agree.
Okay, we get it. They don't understand what she's...
It's funny because I thought in talking about the technicalities of and part of why I knocked off half a star was for me that was one of those moments where it was done fine.
Yeah.
But as soon as the scene started, my first thought was I was like, what would I do here? And my thought was, I'm going to whip that camera around behind them, and as soon as it passes by them, it's going to go to complete silence.
Yeah.
And they did that.
That happens, yeah.
And, they do more of like it just out of in focus on her on the stage, out of focus on the back of their heads, boom, silence. And it wasn't bad. Yeah. I just felt like it was cliche.
Yeah,
because you could see they were building up to that kind of moment, but then the movie recovered for me in the last two pivotal scenes in the movie, one of which you see in the review, and another one that you refer to in the review, Keith,
with her father.
with her father putting his hands on her throat.
I
And
love
listening-
that I
scene.
loved.
That was my favorite scene of the movie.
And then also at the end, the first time that you see her singing with her parents in the audience, you know, or when I say audience, they're the only ones because
when she's at her
audition
yeah.
at Berkeley, and she's singing to the judges, and it's the first time you see her kind of get awoken by not only her family being there, but then she starts to sign.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when she starts to sign, like she's singing to them,
Yeah.
that got me.
And I like
and
that
I
too.
actually I started tearing out
I did.
in that moment.
I teared up
the-
for both those scenes.
The problem with that scene for me wasn't the emotional part, because I agree, I did have that welling up of tears in my eyes, but then it shows the people that she's auditioning for.
They were a
there's-
little dramatic.
and they're just like
Yeah.
smiling, and I'm like,
Wow.
they would be saying, "Get the hell out of here! You're not invited." You're
I
not
don't know about that.
I'm just like,
I think
and
when
the
they
other
turn
thing
around
is
and look,
they
they
didn't
realize,
know.
and I think that
they,
was,
they,
yeah.
she never mentions she has a deaf family. So, but the look on their face was almost like, to me, like they knew what she was doing and who she was doing it for.
Well, no, they I don't.
They don't mention
I don't
it,
remember they
so
do.
they
But I
don't
mean,
know
she
anything
still would've
about her
a-
family.
They might. I mean, depending on her application, and I still feel like you can put two and two together.
And
when
then,
you
of
look-
Exactly.
when you look up and see them, and
Yeah.
then she's
and
signing.
then you
but
see her
I feel-
signing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think they realize it's like, oh, maybe that's
I get
I
it,
don't know.
but then the choir teacher conveniently shows up to play the piano.
Well, no, she
and-
texted him. She texted him on her way and
And
said,
the
"I'm
one
going to
guy
make
said
it."
he was going to
Okay.
try to run
I
out
don't
and catch.
remember
He's
that.
like, he just left, but I can run and try. Like, he said something about trying to catch him. So
Yeah.
I kind of feel like,
Okay.
yeah,
That he was on his way there to try to save it, and thinking like, and because he was already there waiting for her, and then she wasn't going to show.
Well, they play it like
so
this,
he
this
left,
lady's
and then,
supposed to play the
Yeah.
piano, but she doesn't know any of the songs that she knows.
Yes.
So,
right.
but
then
then
he
he
comes
shows
in-
up
okay,
and he's like, let
okay.
me do it.
Yeah,
I'll
And-
give it that. I
yeah.
was just sitting
And
there
I
thinking,
like
well,
that
this is
scene
a
too. I
little
like that he
convenient.
intentionally,
Screwed up
and-
to cover
because
for her,
he-
so
he's
he could
like-
give her
he's
like.
he's like, do your crap right.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, and I love that look on her because and she's looking at him like, "You don't mess
don't
up,"
mess
and he's
up.
like,
Yeah.
"Of course I don't. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
don't
Let's
screw
start
this
from the
up."
top. Yeah.
Right. And
Yeah.
I love that. I thought that
I did
was,
like the choir teacher. I like the fact that it doesn't ever show him with another person. Like
well, it shows his wife and kid at the end.
at the end,
Mhm.
but I mean, up until that point, when she goes to visit him at the house,
Oh,
there's
no, it's
nobody
just
else
him.
there.
Yeah,
it's
it's just
always
him.
him.
There's
So
one
I
other
kinda-
scene where he's practicing, and it shows his kid playing right next to where they're practicing.
Okay.
And she's
Yeah, I
just,
remember-
she's
I
in like the
remember.
corner
But
of
you
the
don't
scene.
see, yeah,
You
you
get
don't
this-
see.
But I
I
love
don't-
the
I
fact
don't
that
know.
he
I had a
has,
sense that she's alone in some of the aspects of her life, and he was also alone in some of the aspects of his life.
well,
and there was a
I took it as like
connection there
dedication
because of that.
because like him being so earnest about, you don't respect my time. I have a life outside of this.
Yeah,
And I took that as, okay, he obviously cares. Well, and he even states to her at the beginning when they start to do lessons, like, I don't just put this on the line for anybody.
Yeah.
You know, if I'm going to give my time for somebody that I actually see potential in, I've got to have it both ways.
Yeah.
And
I
I
forget
thought, again, that was kind of more like what you mentioned in the review too, Keith, about like a Mr. Holland's opus.
Yeah.
You know, that story strongly centers around a teacher-student relationship that I thought was very well done, but also, again, I've seen these story elements before.
Yeah.
It doesn't remake the mold.
No.
It really
Yeah.
is kind of.
It is nice that they. It's one of those things where you look at teachers and you're always kind of there's that stigma. It's always kind of like, well, those who don't do teach or can't do teach.
Right.
And it's like, no. Some of these people who teach, they might be teaching music at a high school, but they're extremely talented people.
Yeah.
Yes.
And I did like that. It's the same thing with Mr. Holland's opus. He's a high school music teacher, and it's like, yes, there are people that teach music, that teach band, that are extremely talented people. And the fact that
They wanted to
right
impart
exactly
that knowledge
I
on
do
others.
I do like that aspect of it, because it doesn't try to, it doesn't give you this backstory of, oh well, he used to be in the blah 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 symphony
Right.
orchestra, and now he's fallen, and now he's
Well,
a high school teacher.
she
No,
even has
he's just
that
a
quip.
talented high school
She
teacher.
even has that kind of little jab at him when she's frustrated, and she's like, "Well, how good did Berkeley do you?
Yeah.
Like, look where you're at."
Yeah.
And he kind of, and I love
And
the
he
way
throws
he
it back in her
responded.
face. Yeah.
Yeah, and he's just like, don't question my potential because of where you're at in life.
Yeah.
He's like, at least I tried.
Yeah.
And who's to say that I'm not where I want because of the decisions that I
Well,
made?
he did. He said, I chose to be a teacher. He's like, that's what he wanted to do.
Right.
So, yeah.
And I think that's another, exactly. And far too often you get these very stereotypical kind of, Roland Emmerich characters that fit a mold that, okay, they stand in for this. Inspirational teacher. Do you have any kind of backstory? No, you don't need it, though, as that character shows. You just have to
If
have
it's done
personality.
good enough, you don't need it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But in circumstances where we've seen in many Emmerich films, it's just, here's the typecast character, this is the role we got to fulfill.
Yeah.
They're the hero, boom, that's all they do. But they don't ever really show any kind of true struggles or true ups and downs.
I agree. Yeah.
And that's what that's what separates a good movie like this, where you have that character development from everyone who's involved. Even her relationship to the boy that she kind of, takes a liking to.
Yeah.
It was very genuine. And I thought, if anything throughout the film, other than the deaf aspect of it being a central theme in the film and how these people interact in the real world, it was what it intended to be, which was, I think, a focus on the normalcy of anybody with disabilities in a world and how they are just normal people. Yeah. And I thought that was brilliant. I thought that did a really fine job of conveying that.
No, I agree with that.
So 3.5 out of 4 stars.
Yeah.
Official, yeah.
For our official review of CODA.
That
Definitely
happens sometimes.
guys, worth checking out. We got a bunch to get into, so
We do.
let's roll our headline open and dive into everything. What is the answer to life?
42?
Show me the money.
Oh, I like that one.
Wasn't that the answer?
Yes.
Yeah, you know,
The- What's the answer to the life, the universe, and everything? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, it's
42.
42.
Yep, simple as that. All right, let's talk about our first headline. We got a huge one coming out of the gate, which
Just like
Bigger
for
than
some
the
reason
answers to
when
life,
I said
the universe,
42,
and
I just
everything.
I had this image of Jackie Robinson showing up and being like, "That's right, I'm
the
damn
answer."
right, 42."
he is the answer. Slide into home base.
Oh man, I don't
terrible.
know where that came from.
Because his number's 42.
I know that, I know,
mean-
but I just like popped in my head. I'm
Chadwick.
picturing Chadwick
Yeah,
showing up,
he's
being like,
gone.
Well, it's
That's
weird
it, that's
because
right.
Chadwick is the answer.
at the station that I work at, we have these dot channels,
Yeah.
and our dot 5 is called the Griot.
Oh.
Don't ask me, but sometimes they just show terrible shows.
Yeah.
But they had 42 on the other night.
Oh, yeah.
And I was like, oh, there's Chadwick up there.
the one not terrible show.
Yeah.
The one, yeah. And here's the thing. They'll have that movie, and it'll be on for the next 5 nights in a row.
Oh yeah,
Because it's all they got.
yeah.
That's all they have. That's it. Alrighty, guys. Our first headline is we teased it.
Are we diving in order?
Yes.
Of listed?
Dwelving.
Yes. Dwelving.
We're dwelling.
Well, I think Sean should announce it. He sent it.
True. Sean, what is our first headline?
The first headline is Amazon.
Amelon.
Amazon.
All right, Sean's drunk. He lost his chance.
One too many sips.
No,
of
I'm
that
thinking of
beer.
the prophet Amelon.
Amazon has finally completed its purchase of MGM Studios.
They acquired
That's,
MGM.
that's Metro Goldwyn
$8.5
Mayer.
billion.
Whew, that's a
For
lot of
people
cash.
who don't know,
That's a big one, though. For
the
real.
nice golden line.
That's James
Rawr.
Bond, Rocky RoboCop, Fargo, Silence of the Lambs. You name it, they
They
made
got a
it.
lot. Well, they already have a plethora of Bond movies on Amazon.
Yeah.
So I mean, they're going right along with it.
Yep.
And I mean, I don't think any of us doubted that they would go through. I mean, if Disney
No.
can purchase the massive amount of things
Yeah.
they've gotten,
Well, and it's clear that MGM was in trouble. I mean, and the fact that they have this back
they filed
catalog, it's like,
bankruptcy at least 3 or 4 times that we know of. I
Yeah.
mean, we've talked about it
Yep.
a couple of years ago. We discussed them going bankrupt.
so I mean, the fact that they have this huge back catalog, but obviously they're in financial trouble, I think proves that this was only going to somehow be divvied up amongst, one of the highest bidders out there.
somebody
And
was
Amazon
going to
just
snatch
won
them
out.
up. A lot of
I'm gonna make a prediction real quick.
Oh,
yeah?
snap!
And we're gonna see if this happens in the next couple years. But I believe.
What are you betting?
Amazon is gonna make a Red Dawn series.
Oh, I could see that. Yeah.
I bet $100.
They already have Jack Ryan. They have
But who?
the good
MGM was a Red
Who
Dawn
are they
film.
fighting?
That was a what?
Who are they fighting though?
that's
Trump
gonna be
supporters.
The thing. Yeah. Probably.
It's gonna be a civil war.
red state to the red
Well,
states.
the remake they did was originally still supposed to be China, and they switched it,
They
I think, to
switched
North
it
Korea
to North
because they
Korea
didn't want to offend
at the
China.
last minute. Yeah. But that
movie's
that
still
movie,
bombed.
that
Yeah,
movie
it's a
was
terrible
in
movie.
production hell for years, and when they finally did release the remake with Chris Hemsworth,
Yeah.
it was terrible.
Yeah.
And Josh,
Holloway.
no, his brother was the was the kid from the Hunger Games.
Oh,
You're right.
yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
The one from Josh Hutchins. From
Hutchins.
Kentucky.
Yeah.
Hutchins.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Pita.
Yeah.
The
What?
bread kid. That's
Pita.
his name. Pita. That was his name. Pita.
Pizza.
Pita.
Is his name Peter and they're just
No,
speaking
it's
British?
Pita.
Or is it Pita?
It's Pita. That's his
Okay.
name. Pita.
But anyway,
his family were
I'm
bakers
saying they're going to
because the
capitalize
author
on
was
that
witty.
and make a series. They'll make a 5-season long series of that.
I
Yeah,
could
but
see that. I mean, because look, I think I honestly, I'd be more shocked, or no, not more shocked, less shocked, if they made another 007.
Oh, they're going to.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's a
but I'm
given.
saying within relatively short order here. I think honestly, within the next couple years, we're going to see another because they gotta keep the brand going.
Yeah.
Oh,
With
Amazon's
the
definitely
kinda
gonna keep
hats
that
off
momentum.
to-
How many years in between Bond films with Daniel Craig? How many years was it in between?
Oh, it was
Daniel
forever.
Craig had some of the longest, but
3 or 4?
But those are unusual. Sometimes they were like. the
Well, wait,
closer
are
to-
you talking about in between each of his films
In
or
between
from
each
Brosnan
film.
to him?
No. Just
Oh.
Daniel Craig. In the last
He had
decade,
some long gaps.
there's been
Because that was the thing that they ended up claiming that he was the longest running Bond only because of the
But
gap
he
in
did.
films.
He
Gap
had
in
the
time.
longest.
He didn't
Yeah.
have as many films as some of the others.
right.
But he had the longest reign as far as when
Now,
they released
the
the
longest
films.
gap between actors was from Dalton to Brosnan, which was 6 years.
That's
Oh,
not what
wow.
I'm
That's-
looking for.
Yeah,
Actually,
but he-
that's kind of surprising, though.
But that was the longest gap between actors. I'm trying to see what
I
the
feel like
longest
Amazon
gap.
will try to keep up whatever momentum they have
Yes,
right now.
yeah,
Yeah,
going to,
They're going to
but-
bank off the fact that No Time to Die just came out. Give it 2 years. You'll have a Bond. You'll have a
Yes.
Bond announced
2 or
in the
3
next
years.
year.
Oh,
you think
I
so?
honestly, I think
Okay.
you'll have a Bond.
oh, there's going to be a lot of.
Well, because you already have the grumblings about the first
Who's-
African American Bond,
Yeah.
and I could see them easily staking
Yeah.
claim on Idris Elba.
as of
or
right now,
somebody.
and part
too
of
old.
yes, I agree. I think he could be a one-off, but I feel like he's already the same age as Craig, who's already bowed out because he says he's too old.
Then who?
Um,
Who y'all speculating other than him?
I don't know yet. I was going to answer the question of the longest gap between.
Well,
Go
Craig
ahead,
and
go
Bill.
ahead.
Do that.
So it looks like, and granted, part of this was because of COVID, but Spectre came out in 2015, and it wasn't until 2021. So
Oh,
that'd be
wow.
6 years between.
Jeez.
Part
But
of that was
again-
COVID.
But
That was-
yeah.
yeah.
Again, it was only supposed to be a 4-year gap,
Yeah.
but still, 4 years is a long time.
Because No Time to
between-
Die, we
I
were
was
seeing
thinking-
trailers.
I was thinking 3 or 4.
before COVID.
So Casino Royale was 06, Quantum of Solace was 08, so that was only 2 years. From there, you had a 4-year gap of Quantum of Solace to Skyfall in 2012. From there, it was a 3-year gap, 2012 to Spectre. So yeah, most of his have been 2 to 4 year gaps in between the movies. And of course,
An
No Time to
average of
Die
3, yeah.
got pushed out to 6 because of,
2024,
yeah.
25, we'll probably see another
I don't even
Bond
think it'll
film.
take that long. I think 2024 at the
at the latest,
Yeah.
no doubt.
Yeah.
Because I really do think that they're
Amazon
once they get
will
because
take
that
it.
was European. The link or the article we're linking to in the description is talking about European certification, that
Yeah.
it's not going to have any kind of
Yeah.
monopoly on the property. So I honestly believe that we're going to have once it's certified okay in securities exchange in the U.S., then I have no doubt within the next year we're going to have
There's a-
stamped approval on the next Bond.
There's a bunch of proproperties I think
All
they'll
of those
try to do
properties.
stuff with.
Yeah,
Yeah,
RoboCop,
RoboCop.
yeah.
They're totally going
Yes.
to try to bring back RoboCop.
Do you think movie or series?
See, that's another one that I think
I
could
think-
be a good series.
Yes.
Because they bombed with the last.
I-
Well,
with the
I
last
thought
movie.
the last movie was okay, but it didn't.
I don't
do
know
well.
for RoboCop. I almost feel like they will try to do another Hannibal type series. The last one with Mads Mikkelsen was really good. No,
Yeah.
but they got a lot of praise, and it's a popular character. I do think Amazon will try to
But
go
what
that
would
route
you rather
again.
see though?
Oh, I don't
Because-
want to see that. I'm just
No,
saying.
no, but
I
I'm
feel
just
like
saying
they
because
will.
the problem is that I'm getting seriesed out.
Oh,
There's
yes.
way
Oh,
too many
no doubt.
properties that have way too many series attached
Yeah.
that I just don't have the time. Fargo has a series on was it FX?
Yes,
And I'm just
again,
like,
it's
why?
supposed to be good. I haven't seen it though.
And granted,
It
yeah, I've
was
heard
funny. The
rave
first season
reviews.
was funny.
Yeah.
I've heard great reviews.
I just think they won't go another movie route with that, since like they've already adapted all the books, unless they remake them. But then again, it's like, are you going to remake Silence of the Lambs?
yeah.
It's one of those, and I don't know. Amazon might try. They're pretty ballsy. I mean, look, they're doing Lord of the Rings.
Well, and that's the thing. We know
Again,
we
they're
know.
doing a series though.
Yeah,
That's
exactly.
the thing.
And that's
They can
Amazon's
bank
thing.
more if they do a longer stretch with
Yeah.
the series.
I feel
And
like,
we
yeah,
know too that they're committed to
I
if
think a
they
lot
think
of
it has
these-
enough buzz,
Yes.
they'll put back they'll put forth the money. and they'll back it up with tons of
I
dollars.
see a lot of these being series instead of movies. Not all of them. I do think there's
Rocky,
things like
it
they're
would
already
not be-
working on a Creed 3, so I think they'll just keep that going.
Yeah.
So I don't
Now
see
there's a black James Bond right there.
Michael B. Jordan.
I don't like that.
Now the only issue about it is
He's
he's
not
British.
British.
Yeah,
That's my problem.
I understand that.
He's got to be British.
Yeah, they won't hire an American actor.
Because
It's
Ian,
gotta be-
I think
gotta be
Ian
a Brit.
Fleming's estate still has rights to
They
the movies.
they still dictate some things, and I think that's one of their conditions. It has to be somebody
Yeah.
and I'm all for that.
from not necessarily British, but from like the United, like from that whole.
Honestly, I could see them going the
Because
Daniel
Sean
Craig
Connery
route
was
because
Scottish.
think about it. Nobody knew Daniel Craig's name before Casino Royale, at least here in the States.
Idris Elba's a top pick.
But if he's too old and he's well known,
Well,
I really do see them going with a nobody.
Physically, I think he's
he
probably
could
the
do
same
it.
age as Daniel Craig.
He is the same age.
Yeah, yeah.
But I think he's
But
he does
again-
more physicality. I think because
I
I've seen
just-
him do a lot of things.
I just think
just
they're
don't
going to
know
go
for
with
how
somebody who's going to be a fresh face. Somebody who will supplant their name as Bond.
right for the
but
next
also,
3 or 4 films. at
Exactly.
least. Yeah.
And somebody you can
Yeah.
identify that face with that character because they want some notoriety for
Yep.
he's
Give me that.
bringing
Give me
his
the-
They
iconic
looked
features.
at Henry Cavill. I
Give me
know Henry
Jude
Cavill's somebody.
Yeah,
He's not the Black Bond, but
Right.
he is definitely.
he's been on a list. I was gonna pull up
Yeah.
a list of some of the like what
Tom
Well, we
Hardy.
talked
considered
about
the-
it on the
Tom
show.
Hardy's one. So is Tom Hiddleston. So that's
Ooh,
I'm trying to think of some of the.
No, he's too thin. He's too lanky.
I'm telling you,
No.
man. In
Sean
the
Connery was not lanky, but he
in
was
the,
thin. So
God,
when
what's
he
the
started,
series he did about the hotel guy, the
Oh, yeah.
the desk, the night
he
deskman
could
or
bulk
whatever.
up some.
God,
I'm sure.
dang, he was awesome in that.
He's
There's
a good actor.
the-
I just
no, physically.
I don't know
mean,
his
he
name. I was
was
trying to
awesome
pull it
in
up.
that movie.
The black actor from Bridgerton. He's another one people have thrown out there.
Oh.
and I can't think. I don't know his name.
I don't know his name
Yeah.
either.
But he was one that people are.
I
like,
just
if you-
watched that scenes from that show.
Oh yeah, but yeah, they. As you were asking for another alternative to Idris
Yeah.
Elba, he's one I've seen thrown out there. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I apologize. I was trying to pull it up, but my iPad's.
But
being
no, we
slow.
obviously have many good things to come. I definitely think this is a good buy on Amazon's part. Now, of course, like any of these major corporate buys, comes a lot of good with bad. You know, we could see them handle this.
Page.
I don't know who that is.
That's the actor.
But here's the
from
thing: we'll know how.
Bridgerton.
We'll
That's
know.
the actor
No,
from
I know. I
Bridgerton,
know
yeah.
that.
Oh, if he
that's
gets Bond,
yeah.
we'll know it. Yeah.
he'll become a household name.
Yeah, he will.
But it's just interesting because it's like that could be a good pick for that
And here's
reason.
the thing: he's popular on Bridgerton, but he's still a small enough name that they could pick someone
Exactly.
like that. Be like, you'll be Bond.
Yep. And you'll draw in the ladies too when you pick somebody. Yep.
And that's what they want. They want to draw in the ladies.
Let's move on to our second headline of the week, which happens to be. I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Customer outrage.
Netflix to crack
I
down
said customer outrage.
on password sharing. How do y'all feel about this?
I mean, they've been threatening it for a
I
while
was gonna
now.
say this is nothing new.
no. Now they have said. I think this isn't even starting over here in the U.S. I
No,
think
it's
said
testing in
overseas,
Chile and
Costa Rica,
two other-
and Peru.
Yeah.
Peru. So
yeah.
they're gonna hit the Central Americans first. It's like
If it affects them,
Yeah.
screw it. Who cares?
It's like
Terrible.
we'll hit these people. Yeah.
Here's the thing.
I get
I
why,
understand
I do,
why, but I
yeah.
think it's absolutely atrocious considering they are easily.
Said you have to pay $20-something, like
Exactly.
$20 a month, and it's like part of that price hike. I understand is because
Yeah.
people are already screen sharing your platform.
But they've openly encouraged this with
They said
profiles,
you can
and others
share-
do it.
They have like up to 4 like outside, and they even said like they are already aware of this, and that they would have I think some type of like tiers, like you could
Oh,
still
yeah,
pay
it's
$2.99
per profile.
per profile.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's insane.
That's stupid.
$2 more, and they just increased the price in January. They
Yeah,
did it
yeah,
in the last fall,
It
and
is
then they did it again
stupid.
in January.
Yep.
But that's insane to think that you literally would have to pay $3 a
Maybe-
month per person who's got an account.
If their subscription was $10 a month and then $2.99 per account,
Well, then,
maybe
yeah, then
that'd
you
be
get back
reasonable.
to the 20.
Yeah, but it's like to charge someone 20 and say, well, we know it's like. Why are you charging us 20 then? Because you're in the red and you keep spending money that you don't have?
Exactly. What I love is their reasoning behind this is we need to make more content, more original content. I'm like, you have plenty.
Yeah.
You have more than enough.
much.
They make more crap than anybody
Exactly.
can watch, yeah.
And
not
that's
all
what-
of it's good.
And that's what I'm saying is like there's way too much that you all have that people don't watch already. Let
don't
alone
care.
Swear to me.
That's not where I was going with it, but yeah.
But no, it is absurd. And I think with the price hikes they've already had, and again, when you do this, you're bowing out, or you're having people bow out simply because they may not consume that content. And then what happens? Do you lose the subscriber and willing to jack it up? Because if the people decide not to have a profile or pay extra, then at the end of the day, you're like, and plus the one person who even mentioned, what happens when you have divorced households or children that are away at college campuses?
Yeah.
Or again, I'm going to leave my,
pay.
To go on a vacation and we want to make sure we're, we log in over here. It's like, what do you do about that?
Pay. You got to pay. That's what you got to pay.
Now, see, there's aspects of it that I don't understand how they're going to work. I did read one article that did say most of this would be based off IP address. I mean, obviously,
I can my IP match.
That's right. That's what I texted Jacob back, emailed him back, and was like, "Yeah, if I turn my VPN on, they don't know where I am."
Yeah,
but I'm just saying they are trying to base a lot of it off of your IP address, and obviously, if you've got 4 devices in your home, they all have a different IP address, but they're still centrally located. Like, they're going to know that they're all on the same network.
Yeah.
So they're all in the same house. But if you have a college kid that's gone off to college, even though you're paying for his or her Netflix subscription, that's going to show a different IP address.
Yep.
And I feel like there's got to be some kind of a way for them to still allow family sharing up to the amount of profiles that you can have.
Damn it, you got to pay.
They should. They should have it set up that way. Just like Apple
does it. That's what I think is
yeah.
funny is they're kind of shooting themselves in the foot.
Yeah.
They've already got other companies out here who present and do this model.
Yeah.
And the fact that they're kind of
Amazon, you pay 1 fee a year. You can have up to 10 or 12
perfect
people
example.
on there.
I haven't. I mean, they encourage it with checkout on their 2-day delivery.
Yeah.
You can put as many addresses as you want. And
Where
I probably
are we
have
shipping this?
4 or 5 addresses,
I do
whether
too.
I was house sitting or whether I was, at work or
Yeah.
it's to my house.
Yeah.
And I'm like, and they never ask questions. It's like, obviously you're not delivering to 12 separate addresses that you own.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think that's hilarious that I'm like, you have these other successful companies that encourage it to the extent that they want people to see that as part of the value of what you're paying for. And Netflix, if they were smart, would market themselves the same way and even still say, we're charging you a premium. That's what you're getting.
Yeah.
But they've only done just nothing but price hikes. And again, these scare tactics of, well, we're just testing this, but we want to create more great content. Don't you want that? Okay, well, tell us how much you've canceled in the last year because of the great content you created that nobody watched.
Well, that's the thing. I think
maybe you should be a little bit more.
I do think that they're starting to feel
there.
the pressure. I mean, they spend all this money on content to try to get subscribers. Not all of it lands. They cancel a bunch. We've known for years they're in the red. They're feeling the pressure from other companies now that are with all these streaming services popping up, and all of them have actually been doing very well. Even some of the ones that we've made fun of, like we made fun of HBO Max so much in the past, but they're booming now.
Yeah.
Paramount Plus, I think, is weak, but I see it. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think they will hit their stride. And eventually, all you're doing is with the price hikes.
Well, and again,
$20,
we've
you're pushing
also
people
said
away.
a lot of those instances that you even just brought up have to do with back catalog.
Yeah.
A lot
Well,
of that's something Netflix has to a degree, but their back catalog goes back 10 years?
Yeah, they don't have a lot of.
That's it.
The only thing they can rely on is people still making deals with them, and there's fewer and fewer companies now that they all have their own.
Yeah.
And here's the thing: you're pushing people away to other streaming services because you don't have the content, and you keep raising your prices. But not only that, we saw in the era of cable, we saw in the era of DVDs and movies, and it still exists. When you don't make things cheap and accessible, people find alternative means. They go to the screeners. So it's the same thing. It's like Netflix can keep pushing these price hikes and keep doing these things, but it's like people will be like, well, how about I just cancel your service and find other ways to watch?
Well, hold on.
want?
Does this bring up a bigger... I mean, because here's the thing. I can't believe that a multi-billion-dollar corporation that thrives on the content they produce or streaming doesn't have metrics that showcase what is popular and what's not.
Yeah.
So to me, that's the baffling thing here. If I'm in the CEO's position and I'm talking to the board about what our options here on the table are because apparently we're bleeding money and we need to do something, my first thought is, okay, let's look at the content we've created How much of that has been successful? How many outside deals do we have that's third-party content that we have to keep baked into these deals that we know are going to go away once either another streaming service pops up or they merge with another company or they get acquired by some major company like MGM? So you obviously see a shrinking pile here of content that you're not going to have at your disposal. So if original content is your bread and butter, then to me, the thing that Apple strives at and what they do so well is they pick a product line. They obviously have shown, without a doubt, they are geniuses in terms of not only marketing, but in terms of pinpointing exactly what the wants and needs of a particular class of people are. And then they just make the product there, and people buy it. The fact that the AirPods are literally a headphone company, but it's a $10 billion company. It's literally big enough to be on the Fortune 500.
Apple TV Plus, which is minuscule, they don't have a lot to offer. But when you look at the things they do have, CODA's been nominated for Best Original Picture. Ted Lasso has won Emmys. It's like they are still like, they don't have as much to offer, but when they release something, they try to find something they know is going to be a hit and that is marketable, like you said.
And plus,
to everybody.
they know with their deep pockets. Everybody knows Apple. They're creating their back catalog, but they're calm, cool, and calculated. And look, I'm not a huge fan of Apple TV Plus.
No, I'm not.
But here's the thing: their model supports the idea of drop in when you want to.
Yeah,
$5 for a month, and you can watch anything on the service that you want to, whether it's binging Ted Lasso or any other series they have that piques your interest. But the fact is they encourage it because they know that as long as they keep the ball rolling,
because their bread and
the
butter's
content.
elsewhere.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. But if they even want to compete in this sphere, they're playing the long game.
Oh yeah,
they're not playing the short game. Their long game is our ROI on this will be short term for this. This is our goalpost for right now. But in 50 years, if we're competing with a Disney Plus or an HBO Max, we're good.
Yep.
And they know they can. They have the cash funds to do it. So I don't doubt them. The problem is Netflix's entire business model is in the content streaming services.
Netflix is following the DC model of we'll just throw shit at the board and see what sticks.
True.
It's like, okay, that hit, we're good. Look. What is the Korean thing that was that?
Oh, Squid Game.
Yeah. The Squid Game hit. That worked. It's whatever. We'll buy more of that because it worked. That's what they do. It's like whatever hits, they buy more of.
Well, they think.
Yeah, well, a lot of the good stuff gets canceled. And it's like, well, wait a minute.
Well, because that's the thing. Some things like Squid Game probably should just be a limited
Bring it up.
series. What?
You bring it up every time. I was hoping for it. I was actually hoping you would bring it up.
I don't
you know what I'm referring to, don't you?
Huh?
As soon as I say it, you'll know.
Okay.
The Dark Crystal.
Yeah.
It's like every time we talk about Netflix.
That was designed to be. That was designed to be multiple seasons.
And
I know.
That is where they messed up.
And
but Squid
they're pushing
Game,
it again.
Yeah.
Have you noticed that? I don't know if you.
Oh, they do
watch
because
Netflix a lot. It
was Emmy
on
nominated.
but it's on the what they call their that top 10 thing.
Yeah.
Like they got Dark Crystal on there again.
Because
And
people
it's
are
like,
watching
let's
it.
push the one season of the
it's
show
good.
that we did.
But that's the thing. It's like, something like that, which was designed for multiple seasons, that, obviously is going to cost more in the front end to build all those sets. They're like, well, it didn't do as well as we wanted. We'll cancel it. Squid Game, which was cheap and easy, which obviously is a story that was well told in one scene, one segment that doesn't need any more seasons. They're going to milk dry because they're like, oh, let's see how far we can take
viral.
this. Yes.
It's viral. Like it's one of those
And
shows
I don't think it's
that
gonna
went
be
crazy on Facebook.
But I don't think it's going to be as
Twitter.
good. It was a good premise for one season. I don't think it's going to hold up.
Well, and again,
over.
I think that's part and parcel of their problem is they want to try to find this secret sauce, and the problem with any kind of entertainment
sauce
is there is no secret sauce.
Guys,
There is. I mean,
I think that's the first beer that we've all drank before the end of the show, pretty much.
I've nuh-uh.
I mean, we're
we've
well
had two.
before the end of the
I
show.
was gonna say we've
before.
had two before that
I know.
we've gotten to the end of a
I think
number
only
two.
like twice though that we've had two.
I don't know.
We've gotten to the end of a number two, and I've had to take a number two after the show.
I'm feeling like I might have another.
If you grab another, I'll have another.
I'll drink another if you grab.
I'm thinking I might.
The session.
I
Is
can
there
go
some
grab one.
Appalachian
left?
session.
Is it still in there?
There's
I'll
three
drink
of them
it.
that are
Well,
in there.
we're already talking about eccentric and crazy business models.
Yeah, and
So
we
let's
got to
move
go
on
over.
to,
We got to go over
let's
to
move on
our
to
Oscar
AMC.
pick. Yeah, this is
Let's
my
talk
favorite.
about it.
This is my favorite.
Yeah, let's talk
article
about
of the
this because this
night.
is ridiculous. I'll go grab some.
He's
beer.
gonna grab some beer.
Okay,
Beer me.
I'm going to read this headline because when I found it, I had to share it with everybody.
Please do.
Examining AMC's embarrassingly stupid investment in a literal gold mine. And that headline, the Verge's headline was perfect.
You can't make this crap up.
No, here's a company
Why
that
are we
was
still subscribed to A-list? Why?
because there's not a better deal out there.
True.
But here's a company that was going bankrupt all of last year. They didn't know if they were going to make it. Like COVID was just wrecking them. They had to get investors, and now all of a sudden, instead of like now they've borrowed all this money and got investors for all this money, and instead of paying the debt back they owe, they went and invested in a gold mine.
Okay, I've got a couple of really great dad jokes about this.
About the gold
So,
mine.
First of all, well, it's a mine, and they do, own the silver screen.
Tap the lids because
So-
they're.
Oh, it did.
Shit, I'm
Shit.
sorry.
I knew it was coming.
Oh,
I was
man.
like, oh crap, it's gonna spill. Hold on, I can run.
I'm gonna need paper towels.
Completely.
Let
Okay,
Sean
now
tell
you
his dad jokes.
No,
and-
you messed it up.
Oh.
I said they bought a bought stakes in a mining company when they owned the silver screen. And then on top of that, the dude quotes and makes his own pun.
He does.
He says it too has rock solid assets.
Yes!
Idiot.
I read the same
Basically
thing.
made fun of himself.
Well, I mean,
I'll run and grab some paper towels.
here's the
I'll run
thing.
and grab
Yeah,
them.
please do.
Wait a
Because I was just gonna say,
Oh God.
yeah,
I
it's
told you.
everywhere.
Go.
What
Everywhere.
happened?
It's
Who
got a-
did that? It's all over my iPad.
Yeah.
It's got a good head on it.
Yeah, go grab. I'm gonna talk some
God.
more while you go grab paper towels. Because here's the thing that really frustrated
I
me
didn't
though.
shake them up, I swear.
We go to AMC Stony Brook for every movie because we have our Stubbs A-List membership. Obviously, because like I said, they are still the best deal we have.
Yes.
But here's a company that was in debt, that was going bankrupt, that borrowed money, bought stock in a gold mine, that can't even fix their damn seats, their damn screens. They can't clean the piss off of the floor. They have a paper towel holder that's been broken for 4 weeks.
We got golden showers everywhere.
4 weeks, 4 months.
Yeah. And it's ridiculous. And it's like, yeah, maybe that's not all of their markets, but it's like, even if you have even one market that's in the shit, like AMC Stony Brook is, I'm sorry. I'm kind of pissed. It's like, okay, I want my movie-going experience to be improved. Invest money in your theaters, not in some damn gold mine and some get-rich-quick
Well,
scheme
and
to
they
pay off your debt.
they
And
even
they
had-
do get rich quick, then maybe they will.
Well, and
invest
here's
it
the
back
thing.
into their
There's
theaters.
a little bit more to this too.
Oh, I
For
know, I
one,
know.
one of the investors who even said he thinks it's just he's squabbling the the shareholders' money.
Yeah.
And that it's just stupid because at least the other ventures they've had in the last year that they bought into, like one was a popcorn venture. It was like at least you could say, and
But it ties in with
it
movies.
ties in
yeah.
with movies, and the
Yeah.
other one was like doing NFTs. Oh no! Did you break the glass?
No, I just can't get that out.
Now you can. He's pulling it out.
Oh, you didn't even open it all the way.
It was blowing up.
I know.
Man.
But no, he
just
also
dropped it in there.
They've also had experience, or not experience, but dabbled in selling NFTs for certain movies.
Yeah.
And all these little, they just seem like these little ridiculous ventures to try to get as much money.
We're
as they
making
can.
fun of
driving up the meme stock
gonna
for
say,
AMC.
We're making fun of Netflix for throwing crap at the wall and seeing what sticks. AMC's like, they're not even seeing what sticks. They're just throwing
Yeah.
crap everywhere.
It seemed like, and I think this was on
Throwing
the
our
path.
money everywhere.
Yes.
I think this was on the path long before the COVID. This was
Oh, yeah.
dangerous. COVID exacerbated it. It made it worse. But ultimately, too, you even have the instance of where when they were early on in trouble in the COVID days, you had an investor from this this Highcroft mine company. They invested $70-something million in AMC. And now it's turning around and looking like AMC's kind of returning the favor.
Scratching their back.
And so I think there's a joint venture here in between. Hey, you all saved us. Now we're going to dip in and we're going to try to save you all with what we can. And I'm going to at least allocate some of these resources.
I mean, it does say that the mining company was getting ready to be liquefied, so that was not a pun.
I was waiting for
it.
it.
Literally says that in
Yeah.
the article. So,
But no, I honestly, to me though, my question there is, and I guess they don't raise any argument for it being legal. A legal issue, but I'm just sitting here and I'm like,
No,
is
but
it legal that this company
I think
invested in
it's
you and
legal,
then
but if it pisses off enough board members who think it
They
is
oust
going,
the CEO.
like shareholders that think it is going against their interest, because why do they care about having interest in a gold mine? I
Yeah.
mean, their business is movie theaters. So yeah, I mean, I do think it's a dumb thing. Like you already said, like the one Let me see if I can pull that quote back up.
I think it's towards
he said,
the end.
Yeah, it's embarrassingly stupid. By that, I don't mean investing in a gold mine is embarrassingly stupid. I mean that it's inappropriate for a movie theater company to step so far out of their core business and into some completely unrelated business that will not drive any traffic to their theaters. It's a complete misuse of shareholder capital, and it's not as if they're swimming in cash and they've got nothing better
That's
to
the
do.
big thing.
He said they have debt, pay down some debt.
Yep.
And I think, if every shareholder feels that way after this, the president, the CEO, they're going to be in some deep water because
They got some splaining to do.
Yeah, because they're going to oust
Splaining.
them. It's like, you're just squandering our money.
All right.
Well, and I feel that way every time I step foot in an AMC.
Yeah.
It's not.
When your feet
we
stick
know
to the
now
floor,
where it's going.
It's going to gold mines.
It's going to gold mines.
Uh,
Hey, I wouldn't be bad if they literally walked in. If you walk in the theater and they said, "Look, we know the place is going to shit, but we've hidden a gold nugget around here, and if you can find it,
I got the gold ticket.
Yeah.
I got the golden nugget.
If I walk in and
worth
they
one share of AMC."
Just wish they would invest in like a leather or rawhide company so we
Yeah.
could get some good seats.
seats or something,
Like something. God
that makes
dang.
some damn sense.
Yeah.
Come on, get friggin' lazy boy. Give me some recliners in there. Alrighty, guys.
Hey, if we go in next week and everything's like just laced in gold, I'm like, well, maybe this is okay.
Maybe it paid off.
look like the freaking set of TBN. And then the next thing you know, they'll be partnering with like Southeast and getting money from them.
Yeah. They'll
Alrighty,
just give you
guys.
$1 million.
Yeah, there you go.
Oh man,
It's like we're gonna be a satellite campus.
Yeah.
we have a little bit
On
of levity
Sundays,
with our
it's
headlines.
no movies on Sundays, just church.
Pure Flicks. They'll do a deal with Pure Flicks.
Pure Flicks. And you'll see CODA on there.
Alrighty, guys. We got the beer just in the right time.
Let's
Yeah,
do it. Let's
yeah.
get
Because
the
it is
Oscars.
time. Sadly, I don't have any grand opening for.
There's not going to be a grand opening at the actual Oscars. So.
True. Oh, he's got one.
I got one. You ready?
Yep.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
The one
Yeah.
time it's relevant.
Yeah.
All right,
Let's
now
talk about it.
You go with a silver bullet quote.
Hold on,
I told you time and time again, you can't bet managers.
I need one.
Oh,
better.
I got a better one.
Yeah,
I got a
need
better
one.
one.
than
Okay,
that.
I do have a better one.
Okay.
All right. Private justice? You want to talk about private justice? Why don't you go out there to Harmony Hill and dig up what's left of my boy Brady and talk to him about private justice?
That one was too long.
Would you want to do that?
Okay, throwing the "Would you want to
He
do that"
sold
in
it.
there?
He
that,
sold
that,
it.
yeah, throw
Yeah.
that
I'm
in
sorry.
the end. That was
It's
good.
so good, man.
Oh,
And you know who plays the sheriff of that?
It's Mike.
Terry O'Quinn.
Yeah, Mike. Oh
Yep.
no.
Is it
That's
Quinn? Terry
I
O'Quinn.
think it's Quinn. Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, Quinn. Yeah.
But from Lost, he plays
John Locke.
I was
John
I was
Locke.
thinking of Gremlins. Mike Ehrmantraut from
Yes.
Breaking Bad's in Gremlins as
Oh,
one of the
yes.
police officers. Yeah.
Holy
yeah.
crap.
But yes, it is Terry O'Quinn from Lost that's in.
Yep.
Let's talk about it, guys. Who wants to go first?
Like a bullet.
I,
Bam. Oh, that's the stand.
bam!
Straight to the top.
Straight to the top.
That brown sound sure do get around.
Oh.
Oh, man. We
And
ain't
they
being
actually
politically
made him a
correct.
black guy in the remake.
Of course. And that we know how that turned out.
Yeah.
God awful. Oh, your camera's a little askew.
It's bad.
Everything's
Yeah.
askew. Everything's askew tonight.
Right there, just the forehead. All right.
Just the forehead.
I think we should go from the
San
bottom up.
Francisco treat.
Go from the bottom
I figured
up.
we would.
Well, here's the thing. Keith and I have a different bottom than you do.
What? Oh. I don't.
Keith and I added a category.
Oh, that's not at my bottom.
What?
I swapped out the sound. I changed sound editing to sound, and then I changed sound mixing to makeup and hair.
God dang
'cause-
it.
Here's the
Keith,
thing. We'll do that though. Whatever the category
we
you all
usually
pick.
say the same thing, so I thought we would do the same
I know.
thing.
Well, here's the thing, because we thought
We added
why is
hair and
why is
makeup.
hair and makeup not on here? Because if costume design's on here,
It should be.
It should. Yeah.
It
yeah,
should be,
yeah.
and
I picked
it's,
one.
It's been
Oversight.
omitted for the last couple years, and it should be on here.
Yeah.
Okay. It should
Brandon,
be on here.
I said, I'm going to quote myself from the text, but that doesn't make it any less crass. Brandon's a dumbass.
Yep,
Okay. Well,
I am.
All right, bottom up, bottoms up.
All right,
not the first time he's heard it. So.
let's talk about visual effects.
Oh.
Who wants to go? What do you think will win, and what do you want to
Who
win?
goes first?
I'll go first.
Oh,
Get
Edie,
down.
it's not even the end
I'm
of the
quite
show.
positive
pup.
my pick was the same as Sean's. He told me his already, but I picked
Okay.
Dune. I think Dune will win the visual effects.
Sean,
I think Dune will win.
same.
Are we doing
Both.
Wills
Just
and wants?
Go ahead and do both.
Dune.
Dune. What about
I think it's gonna win, and I want it to win.
what about
What's
you,
the-
Keith?
in the justice system, heinous. I don't remember the whole quote. Dun,
You're-
dun.
But
But yeah, Dune,
Law and
Dune.
Order.
Yeah, Dune is. I did. I picked Dune for both. I wasn't looking at. I don't even remember who I was nominated. I was trying to pull them back up, but I mean,
Dune.
Yeah, Dune was for both of them.
It's what I think will win and what I want to win.
Okay,
For
we're
visual
all on the
effects.
same page. All right.
Let's go with costume design. That's next.
I had a tough one with this one, but I ended up choosing. I think, man, I'm gonna go with Cruella as I think will win.
What do you want to win?
I don't know. Like Cruella was good, but I really liked Nightmare's Alley's. Like I think they nailed that timepiece. So that's gonna be my one.
Okay. What about you, Sean?
I think Cruella will win, and I want Cruella to win.
Same. I picked
Okay.
the same. It was hard for me as well.
Yeah.
I have Nightmare Alley in a couple other categories, but ultimately, I remember the whole controversy surrounding the fashion designer getting credit on this film, and I was like, you know what? It was a standout, and I thought it was well done. So I picked Cruella for one, and think will win. We'll talk about original song. I picked
Another one. Go ahead, pick it.
I thought who will win. Believe it or not, is going to be King Richard, Be Alive.
Oh, really?
I think will win. I want No Time to Die, Billie Eilish.
That was my one. I do think Dos Oreguitos or whatever from
Encanto.
Encanto. Yes, I think that will win.
Okay, Sean, what about you?
I have No Time to Die for both of them.
You think it'll squeak out the win? Okay.
I think so.
I that's what I want, but we'll see.
All right, let's move it up to original score. Now, here's the problem with original score. I usually have the time to listen to all, or at least some of the tracks.
Yeah.
Based on the movies I've seen and what was nominated, I have very limited, I have a very limited understanding of these soundtracks this year.
No,
and
I
have
agree.
listening to these scores.
Yeah.
So I picked what I think will win, will be The Power of the Dog, Johnny Greenwood, and I just picked Encanto. Just because it's popular. I honestly, other than truly, I think Power of the Dog, I haven't heard any
I
of the
didn't even
others.
pick a one because I'm not real familiar with. I have seen Encanto, and I mean it was decent, but I just don't think of it as best original score material. That's why it's not my one. I don't think it'll win. I went with hold on, where'd it go? Original score. I went with Hans Zimmer, so Dune.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
Okay.
Sean?
I think Encanto will win,
Oh, okay.
but I want Dune to win because I love that.
yeah,
I love that. That's amazing.
I'll be honest. I do really like. I mean, it's not. It doesn't wow me, but I do like it
It's
a
the
lot.
same-
so,
That's
yeah.
what I
It's
didn't
the
like.
same through the whole movie, and I
Yeah.
love it.
And
Every
it-
time it happens, I'm just like, I get freaking goosebumps.
It's just freaking Hans Zimmer.
I love it.
It's like Hans
Yeah,
Zimmer, like
it
not
is.
trying.
No.
And I'm just like, come on, man. Come
Hey,
up with something better.
sometimes simple.
Well,
is
he
better.
asked who did. Hans Zimmer was supposed to do, and I forget who it was. It's someone he works with all the time. They asked them. I think it was Christopher Nolan for Tenet. He asked Hans Zimmer, and Hans Zimmer turned him down to do Dune because he loved the book so much.
To do Dune.
So
To
yeah.
do.
Okay.
But I think that's what it was. It was supposed to be Christopher
Which is
Nolan.
sad because
yeah.
I really don't think it's one of Hans's best. I just don't.
Well,
That's my opinion.
them's the apples.
Come on, Hans.
Let's talk about
Nobody says
production
that.
design.
Nobody. That's not a phrase.
From Mighty Ducks.
I said them's the apples.
Oh, yeah.
I wanted to make one.
That was Goodwill Hunting.
No.
How about them
That's
apples?
different, yeah.
I know.
But them's apples. I mean, that would have shown.
Them's
Matt
apples.
Damon.
No, I was
Smarts.
doing Goodwill's Hunting. that's what. Them some apples.
It's what Netflix will be putting out here in another year. Alrighty, guys, let's go to production design. I
Easy.
picked Dune as what I think will win. However, I want Nightmare Alley to win.
That was close.
That was close.
Yeah, me
okay.
too.
What about you, Keith?
I actually did pick Nightmare Alley to win production design. I actually have, for one, Macbeth, just because I like it. But I think those could go either way, Macbeth or Nightmare
That
Alley.
was a tough one.
Yeah.
It was tough because I thought the same thing. The
Yeah.
minimalist design, but so well intentioned with
Yeah.
Macbeth. Same with cinematography, which I know we're getting to in a sec. But it was hard for me to pick over that one
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
Sean, what about you?
I have Dune for both.
Okay.
In all honesty, I just want to say I think the technical categories are the ones I'm most
They're the
interested in this year.
standouts.
Yeah.
Because they actually are some really good nominees as far as like Dune, Macbeth,
Here's the sad
Nightmare
thing.
Alley.
Maybe they should include those.
Imagine that.
yeah.
The ones that actually matter this year that are probably the most competed for
Yeah.
and have the most
Aren't
competition
being shown, yeah.
aren't really being
Well,
taken considered.
I guess they're saying they're going to show them. They're just pre-recorded.
They are
but
being
We'll
considered.
see. We'll see when we watch the Oscars how they handle it.
Yeah, we'll see.
Well, hell, they're playing. We don't talk about. They're doing a performance of a song that's not even nominated.
I
Pisses
know.
me off.
Just because it's popular.
It's just as
Yeah.
stupid as AMC buying stock in a gold mine.
That's going to be. So we had Jumping the Shark for TV
And Nuking the
the Fridge
Fridge
for movies. For real life, it's just going to be AMC buying a gold mine.
It's like you bought the gold mine. It's like the Oscars are buying the gold mine.
Movie
on
theater
that
bought
one.
the gold mine.
There you go. Because buying a gold mine sounds great. Alrighty, let's move on to Best Sound. I have. You did it
I
on
did it.
purpose.
I booped her on the nose. I totally asked for that one.
Yep. she jumped right
she
up
was
there.
looking. She was staring dead at me in the eyes, and I just had to go boop. Go ahead.
All right, I've got for Best Sound. I think No Time to Die will win.
Oh, okay.
And I actually want No Time to Die to win. Simply because it is the last Daniel Craig Bond film. And ultimately, I mean, look, they're just what else was in that category? I know Dune's in there. It wasn't bad. I just, again, there was nothing stand out. In
I
it
actually
for
picked West Side Story just because I was throwing it a bone. I was like, it's going to win. I mean, I think there's another category it will win, but I was like,
I just
I
didn't
don't
pick it for
know.
nothing. To
Wow.
me, it'll be one of those that's
oh,
nominated.
it's going to
but it
get
won't
Best
get
Supporting
nothing.
Actress, I think.
Yeah, true, true.
But
We'll get to that.
We'll get to that, yeah.
Sean, what about you?
I have Dune for both.
Dune.
Okay.
Dude.
What did you want to win?
I put no time.
Okay.
Literally
Okay.
just no time. No time. I have two blanks.
He
I
didn't have
pick-
time to write it all down.
I didn't pick anything for want to win on cinema. Oh no, I just didn't fill that one in. No,
well,
I
we're
didn't.
getting there. We're
We're
getting
getting
there.
there. We're getting
Film
there.
editing. I have who I think will win.
Oh, we skipped hair
Tick.
and makeup.
Oh.
You didn't pick one of those.
I didn't, but I will if you read me the category picks. I don't know.
Cruella, The Eyes of Tammy Faye. Let me pull up the rest of them because those are only two I know.
Okay, Sean. Well, here.
Okay, Coming to America, Cruella, Dune, Eyes of Tammy Faye, House of Gucci.
There's only two of them that actually have makeup.
Well, no, House of Gucci. Eyes of Tammy Faye,
I know.
House of Gucci, and Cruella, I think, are all three pretty big
Those are,
contenders.
yeah, I think they're.
I went with Cruella, but I could see not. Well, I could. See
I'm going to
any
go with
those,
House of
honestly.
Gucci as I think will win.
No, you're stupid.
I honestly, I think it'll win.
They're gonna give it something. They'll give it something.
And then who I want to win out of that category, yeah, I would have to say Cruella.
Cruella.
I think Cruella deserves it.
Okay.
Sean, what about you in that
I
category?
think Cruella will win, but I have Eyes of Tammy Faye that I would want to win.
That's another big one. I could
It's a
see
big
that
one.
being.
Yeah.
Yep. I just think they look like caricatures too much in that film, based on what I've seen.
But it's already. It has
It's
gotten
authentic.
it has gotten
Okay.
a lot
So
of
but
praise.
I'm kind
for
of
its-
going with and I agree with House of Gucci. The hair and makeup look authentic 80s. Like
Yeah,
I give it
yeah.
that. I just think Eyes of Tammy Faye to do her up the way they did to make her look like that, and not to mention her acting.
If you make Jessica
I
Chastain
think-
look ugly, you've done a
You've done
miracle.
good. That's good makeup.
That's very
But
true.
it has gotten a lot of praise for it. So yeah, I can see that pick. I think that's a smart pick, Sean.
Okay, and moving
Film
on
editing.
now to
Yes.
best film editing.
Yes.
I'm gonna pick who I think will win is Tick Tick Boom,
Oh, we
and
might all be in agreement on this one.
who I want to win. You'll be surprised.
Yeah.
I picked Dune.
Oh,
For editing?
Yeah.
I didn't think there was that much special with Dune on
It-
that one.
there wasn't with any of them. That was my problem.
Yeah.
I might go with Tick Tick Boom, but I'm like,
I picked Tick Tick Boom. Again, I haven't seen it, but based solely on the trailers I've seen, it does look like it has a lot of creative editing, and
It does.
I am really interested in the movie.
Have you seen it,
I
Brandon?
need to see it.
I have not.
Oh, it's
That's why I feel like I couldn't
I've
pick it.
heard it's really good.
It's decent.
And honestly, like I've talked about it a lot just because that one trailer I saw, like Andrew Garfield just blew me away in the
Yep.
trailer, and I was like, I want to see this movie because he looks amazing.
There's a lot of films that are coming up that I have not seen that I'm gonna see this week.
you
But I'm laying down my stakes in the ground
got
tonight.
some problems.
Sean, what about you?
I have Tick Tick Boom for both.
Tick tick
Okay.
boom.
I think it will, and I want it to. After seeing it, it does have. It's very good.
Okay. Moving on then to cinematography.
I picked
Another
Dune.
one who I think will win is Dune.
I did Dune.
But
Dune.
Dune.
I
Dune.
want Nightmare Alley.
Okay, Dune.
Okay.
And I can see
Dune.
that. I have Dune for both, but I can see
Nightmare
I can
Alley.
see
Nightmare Alley was that was the one
really,
thing that
it was really good.
the gothic style that it portrayed, but also towards the end when you see there's a whole scene where what's her name's acting like a ghost, and I just thought that whole scene was filmed and shot beautifully. The blood and the snow, particularly.
Guillermo's good about those
Yep.
things. I do. I agree. Oh yes, the snow.
So
good.
Let's move into original screenplay.
Y'all are gonna think mine are funny.
Well, I think we're all maybe leaning this way. Who do you think will win, Sean?
I don't know. I might have went different from you all.
Okay.
Okay. You want me to go first?
Yeah.
Okay, so I think this will be the only category that Don't Look Up will win original screenplay.
I agree.
But I want Licorice Pizza to win Don't.
I picked the same thing.
Here's what I thought. I thought that. I was like, Don't Look Up's going to win this because it's the only order will win. But then I thought, he's been nominated 11 times for an Oscar and has never won one. I think this might just be his year. So
Paul Thomas Anderson?
Yes, so I gave it to Licorice Pizza. I'm like, if it goes 12 and loses 12 times, I mean, I'll be sad. I mean, but I think they're going to actually give it to him. But
Paul Thomas Anderson's not diverse enough.
yeah, I agree.
He's just a white dude.
Yeah. So, but yeah, I think Don't Look Up has the strongest chance, but I'm taking a bet on Licorice Pizza as will win. So
Okay.
Okay.
we'll see. It might
Okay.
pay off.
So then what do you have?
I
as
won
one?
last year. We'll see what happens.
You have Licorice Pizza for both, is what you're saying?
Yes, for
Okay,
both.
okay.
Same.
It's not Dune. It's
Or well, not same, but same as I
Licorice
want
Pizza.
to win.
Licorice
yeah.
Pizza. I don't know.
Okay,
It doesn't flow as
so
well.
let's move on to adapted screenplay. I believe that Power of the Dog will win.
Yep. Jane.
However, I do want CODA to win.
Yep.
That was one I picked CODA for.
That's me all over. Same picks.
Okay, Sean?
I think Power of the Dog will win, but obviously Dune was my favorite movie of the year. I want Dune to win.
Okay, all right, fair enough.
Huh.
Let's move on then to animated feature. I believe Encanto will win, and I
this
want
is-
it to win because I haven't seen any of it.
I think this
and
is
I
a
don't
given.
care.
Yeah.
Luca's not very good, and Canto, I mean,
I like Encanto. I did like the movie, and honestly, of all the nominees, plus
It's the one category where it's a given that the popular
basically
Pixar
this
film
year's-
will
yeah.
win.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
basically this year's Frozen. I would be very shocked if it
Yes.
didn't win. I mean,
Yep. So
Yeah.
Encanto, and that's why I picked it as I want to, even though I haven't
Yeah.
seen it.
I do like
I don't
it.
think I've seen any of the animated
actually,
features that are nominated.
I've seen most of them. I
None.
have not seen Luca, and they're not bad picks. I did really like Mitchell's versus the Machines, but I didn't like it more than Encanto, and I don't think it's going to win. I haven't seen Luca.
It's not know How to Train Your Dragon.
Those were robbed.
They were.
by
Especially
Pixar
Toy Story 4.
because yes,
that should not have won.
because they're
How to
like,
Train
"Let's
Your
give it to
Dragon
the-"
3 was fantastic.
Yes.
Yep.
And it was beaten by Toy Story 4.
Yeah, I don't see how.
Yeah.
Yep.
I just
Because-
don't. But because it's Pixar.
Pixar, I
Yep.
know.
That's the only
Throw
reason.
it to Pixar.
All right. Let's talk about now supporting actress.
Ariana.
Yep.
I cut you off.
No. I think she will win.
Let's go in order here, okay?
Well, we've all started with a
Order.
different person each time, and now
Order
Brandon's
in the
like,
court.
Now,
Order in the
now
court.
Brandon's like, I'm going to start every time. I'm confused. I thought we were
that's true.
doing a rotation.
I'm sorry. This will be my last verse. I do think she's going to win.
yeah.
And I want Judi Dench from Belfast to win. Part of this is because I've not seen a lot of these actors or actresses, and that's in both
you didn't want-
categories.
Kristen Dunst?
Gosh, no,
No.
she doesn't deserve it. She's
No.
great comeback, but not
she does her
a best
Kristen
actress.
Dunst face all the time. It's like her Duh face, but it's her Dunst face.
Here's the thing, I didn't think she was bad in Power of the Dog, but I didn't think she was standout like people are saying.
Exactly.
I'm like,
No.
she was fine.
Nothing about that whole movie was standout.
Yeah. well,
I know something will stand up.
I mean, except for that saddle scene.
I need some rawhide.
Yeah.
Jane Campion. I was reading an interview where they were asking about like some of that him like tugging on the stuff and like if all that like the homoerotic stuff was intentional
yeah.
and she's like, yeah, it was intentional.
Hell
It's
yeah,
like,
it was.
Of course. It's like, why do you even have to ask?
no. Well, because they have to ask so that they can promote it even more.
All right, so wait.
Toxic
Sean,
masculinity.
what about you?
Supporting actress still.
Yeah.
So I have Ariana to win, and I want Judi Dench.
We're all in agreement on that.
Okay. All right. Moving on to supporting actor. Keith, you go ahead.
No, I was just excited about this one. I actually went against the grain because I thought about this for a while, and I went with the SAG just because he did win it, and I'm like, maybe he'll pull it out. Troy Kotzer from CODA. That's who I want to win, and I think will win.
Oh,
I was
wow.
torn.
Okay.
I was really because the front runner right now is Cody Smith McPhee, but Troy Kotzer won the SAG, so I'm like maybe he'll pull that Oscar. Probably not.
This may be our dividing lines here.
Probably not, but they probably will give it to Cody Smith McPhee. But I'm going to
Sean,
say Troy.
what about you?
I have Cody McPhee, but I want Jesse Plumpkins to win.
I actually,
Jesse Plemons.
I believe
but I
he
put
will
Plumpkins.
win.
Jesse
But I
Clemens,
want
can't say it either.
Troy
Kotzer. Okay.
from CODA to win.
Here we go.
All right, Sean, what about lead actress?
Oh, I'm starting now.
Yeah.
I
rotate.
think Kristen Stewart might get this one
Ooh.
for Spencer.
Okay.
I want Jessica Chastain. Badly.
Okay.
Badly. We all want her badly.
Who don't?
Yeah.
It's like, I want her to get me waterboarded.
Honestly, yeah. I would let Jessica
In this
Chastain
movie,
waterboard
she's-
me.
Why
she's
not?
Waterboarding for the Lord in this movie.
It's like Brain Dead.
That's
Kick
called
ass.
baptism.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like Peter Jackson's movie,
Subversion.
Brain Dead. I kick ass for the Lord. That movie's terrific. It's
What
a
about
hilarious
you,
movie.
Keith?
I picked Olivia Colman is I think who will win.
Ooh.
I haven't seen a lot of them, and I haven't seen Eyes of Tammy Faye. So for the only one I've actually seen was Nicole Kidman. So I threw her in
Our
there.
picks are the exact
Yeah,
same.
yeah.
Olivia Colman, I think, will win. I know she was a heavy hitter in The Father, and I think Nicole Kidman is my want, specifically because, if anything, I'm picking her because of the backlash she received at first, her and Javier Bardem, for,
They were both
for selecting
actually-
those roles. And I think for what they are and
I
what
like-
they did,
I like how you said his name.
Javier Bardem.
It's Javier.
Yeah, Javier.
Whoops. Sorry.
Not like caviar.
Caviar.
Yeah, caviar Bardem.
He's upper class.
Here's the thing about Javier Bardem, though. Not so much. Nicole Kidman was fine. I actually was really impressed with him. I mean, there are things that I didn't like about his performance, but having watched the movie, I was like, okay, now I understand why he was nominated, at least more so than some of the other nominees like Will Smith and Denzel Washington. So,
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And that's where we're moving on to now, which is lead actor.
oh my goodness.
I believe, to go along with the streak,
Oh, I know.
this is going to be the year that Will Smith wins an Oscar.
Yep.
I don't think he should.
Yep.
It's not an exceptional performance from King Richard.
Nope.
I'm actually going to go with, and this is weird, out of all the ones that we've talked about,
Billy Smith.
and this is... no, he's going to win No Time to Die's Best Original Song.
Okay.
That's Billy Smith, right?
Terrible.
All right, no. This is going to be way out left field.
Okay.
And I honestly didn't care. Here's the thing. This is how bad this is. And no disrespect to who I'm picking as I want to win.
Uh-huh.
I didn't think there was one person in this category that deserved a nom.
Lead actor?
Not one.
Andrew Garfield.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Okay, and that's fine.
Yep.
That's fine. And honestly, he could pull it out.
That's who I
He
want
really
to
could.
win.
I picked... Honestly, that's why I just went with Denzel Washington.
Oh, you picked the safe pick. No,
I picked him as who I want.
No,
even
yeah,
though I'm
yeah.
like, I don't even
Yeah.
think he did. I mean, he did fine, but
Yeah,
he kind of added a little bit too much Denzel
So
to Macbeth.
yeah, mine are. I think Will Smith will win it. I think that they keep hyping him up for whatever reason. I know he's popular, and maybe that's part of it. It's like maybe we'll get more viewers if Will Smith is, but whatever.
Yeah, we saw how that turned out last year.
Yeah,
They saved Best Actor and
for Chadwick Boseman.
and
it
then
was
freaking
Anthony
Anthony Hopkins wins. The whitest dude you could hit to win.
It was so perfect. Oh, they really botched that one up.
It was
But yeah,
terrible.
I picked Andrew Garfield as I want to win. I know I haven't seen it, but I saw the clips I've seen. I don't know why. I'm really mesmerized with that performance. I want to see the rest of it, and maybe I'll take it back after I watch it. But I'm definitely gonna watch this movie before the Oscars, and we'll see.
I know. I need to too.
Yeah.
That's what I want to.
But that's who I want to win. He's a good actor. I think he deserves it at some
He
point.
is. He's a fantastic
Maybe he
actor.
does deserve it for this. I don't know. Go ahead, Sean.
I think Will Smith will take it, and I want Andy Garfield to win.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think Andrew Garfield should have gotten a supporting actor nomination for Eyes of Tammy Faye, but he didn't.
Well, that's because they gave him Best Actor for.
I
this,
understand
you
it,
know.
but he was a awesome. Obviously, Jessica Chastain, the film's about her.
Yeah.
But him playing oh God, what's the guy's name? Shit, I forgot. The
I
guy who
forget his name.
started the freaking TBN, basically.
I'm gonna just say
Oh,
Benny
God.
Hinn.
No, it wasn't him. I can't think of the dude's name now.
Kevin
But
Ezell.
he was. I mean, he was great. But anyway, yeah, I'm picking him for lead actor.
All right, now we're moving into drum roll.
Director.
We're moving into our top 2 categories. Director.
Oh
Keith,
my!
you start us out.
I think Jane Campion will get it.
I picked her too.
I
did
don't
too.
want to. I went with one is Kenneth Branagh. Again, there wasn't. I think
I
a
picked
lo-
that one too.
Well, there
I
wasn't,
did too.
there wasn't
Yep.
a lot of good choices there.
No.
Steven Spielberg doesn't deserve that crap.
No,
I'm surprised, honestly. Well, I am surprised, Sean, you didn't pick Dennis Villeneuve.
I did not because you'll find out in the next
Ooh.
reason why.
Okay.
Oh,
You're going with that old adage that the one who wins one category doesn't win the
Yeah,
other.
right, yeah.
Okay. So I believe for
believe in a
the big one of the night, Best Picture, believe it or not, here's who I want to win. I already
Coda.
said it earlier in the
I know
show.
yeah.
CODA. Out of the ones that are picked, and I've seen them all now except Driving My Car. That's the only one I haven't seen of Best Picture noms.
Yeah.
And that I'm telling you,
You not seen Don't Look Up? Don't lie.
I'm not watching that film. I'm not watching it. It doesn't deserve it. I swear. I've said it. If it wins Best Picture, is the only way I will watch that film.
Yeah.
And if it wins Best Picture, I will never watch the Oscars.
Never
again.
watch it again.
I will never watch the Oscars.
I bet if it wins Best Pictures, then it's
Here's
gonna,
the thing.
That is
if
the
it
last
wins
Oscars,
Best
they're
Picture,
canceled.
exactly.
They're gonna be like, all right, we're done with this crap.
I actually picked The Power of the Dog
Okay.
to win Best Picture. It'll sneak through there. It'll be the overarching theme of the night of just they pick this tentpole freaking film to carry, and it's the most humdrum film you could pick with the subtle homoerotic undertones.
Yeah.
And they're like, well, it's just brilliant filmmaking. I
feel
feel
like-
like it'll win.
I feel like there's been a back and forth recently between that and Belfast. Like Belfast has steadily come up, so it was a hard pick for me. I did settle with Power of the Dog. I'm like,
Oh,
Belfast is getting a lot of buzz, and like if it does pull out, I'd be happier with that.
Hey.
But
Yeah.
Benedict Cumberbatch, he doesn't pull out.
No, him and Bronco Bill keep
but again,
going.
yeah,
Bronco Bill.
I don't think Belfast has the message that they want, so I think they will ultimately. I think most voters in the Academy are going to go with Power of the Dog. I did pick CODA as I want to win though, because I did really like CODA.
All right, Sean, what about you? Final one.
I already wrote it down. I'm not gonna change it, even though I kind of agree with you all.
Yeah,
I think Belfast will win.
they could. I
But
think they're
I-
the second.
I
pick,
want Dune
honestly.
to win.
Oh, Dune.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well,
Okay.
we
Well,
knew
yeah,
that.
we
We
knew
knew
that. You
that.
said it was the best film of the year for you.
Stupid.
For me.
We're
Yeah.
stupid.
But I do think
Spider-Man: No Way Home was the best film of the year.
Well, that wasn't in any category.
well, that's okay. It's going to get
Okay,
that.
It was
okay,
in,
okay.
It was in visual effects.
Let's throw a curveball in there. Let's talk about
I don't think that was the best film of the year.
what. Yeah. Well,
was
what
being
was the
facetious.
most popular best film of the year?
Oh, the most popular is definitely
Definitely
No Way Home.
No Way Home. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think it's the most popular for me, and I loved it. Don't get me wrong; it's up there. It's one of my favorite films of last year. But I'm trying to think of some of the older ones too from earlier in the year because I know like
Quiet Place 2?
Yes, I absolutely loved A Quiet Place 2. Also from Marvel, I did like Shang-Chi a lot. Not nowhere near to be best film of the year, but I mean I did like that one.
Spiral stood out to
Spider-Man.
me.
Yeah, Spiral. I did love Dune. I know.
I thought you were serious for a second. I looked at you. I was like, okay, no, he's not serious.
Dune is another one I really liked. I know you didn't. It's not my favorite film, but I did like
Yeah.
Dune.
I didn't hate it.
No. I didn't.
I mean, I've only watched it 20 times this year.
I'm trying to think
so.
of what movie I've watched a bunch this time, and I mean, Spider-Man may be the one I've watched the most so far.
See, there were.
Not because it was my favorite. But it's just
I
the
really
most
liked
fun.
Nightmare Alley, even though it's
I
nominated. I didn't
did
pick
really
it.
like Nightmare Alley. I loved CODA. I feel like there's some smaller films I'm forgetting about, like Green Knight. That one was probably the
Oh
best
yeah,
film.
that's
That was
fantastic.
that was a snub.
Hey, Alicia Vikander in that is awesome. She's. That's
Land.
all right. We
I'm
can
trying to
think.
of
We can
some
think it
off-the-ball
over.
ones
We've already
now.
given you our picks.
Yeah.
If you wrote them down, good for you. If not, go
I'm
back
gonna
and
go
listen to
through
the
all
show.
the movies like Godzilla vs Kong. You know that probably deserved it.
Mortal Kombat.
Not Joss. The Justice League sucked. Zack
No.
Snyder's Justice League.
just-
you
Oh,
know.
zombies. What was that? Army of the Dead. Or
Army
was
of the
it-
Dead.
Was that it?
Yeah. But no, that was, I mean, I'm just saying, if you're looking at the most popular movie of the year,
it's definitely
it is
No
definitely
Way.
No
Yeah,
Way
yeah.
Home.
It has
There's
to
no
be.
no competition.
Yeah.
No doubt.
But what was your? Well, we know Dune was your favorite. So
I mean, in terms of popularity, I would say No Way Home
yeah.
to me would be my pick for most popular film of the year.
Oh yeah, I think it's
Dune
definitely
wasn't
most popular.
a hugely popular film. I just think it was a beautiful.
I'm just
film.
thinking for myself, which movie this year did I like the most? And that wouldn't be No Way Home, but and it's not Dune. It is a hard pick. I mean, there actually has been some good ones that just sadly they've been the rare.
It's really funny. I like I said, Dune was my favorite of the year, but the most enjoyable film like that I went and saw, I would say, was No Way Home. Like I was super excited about it. I left satisfied. It was great seeing it with you guys, and what takes place in the film just brought me so much freaking joy.
True. I know.
I mean,
was.
Willem
I
Dafoe
think-
just brings me joy.
Oh yeah,
every time.
I mean, they've already showed it in the trailer, so I don't care. But the moment Tobey Maguire steps through,
Oh no, and when Andrew
Oh yeah,
Garfield
it's
Yeah,
no
both of
longer
them.
a spoiler.
and people
well,
clapped,
because
and
true,
all
as
that,
soon as
like,
Andrew
that's part of
Garfield
it.
happened,
nobody clapped in the Dune.
True.
I'm just saying,
Everybody was
wasn't
just-
anybody in their basement clapping.
we forgot about Old. Best film.
Yeah, that's true. That's a very good one. Are you looking them up?
M. Night Shyamalan. Yeah, I'm looking
Yeah, I
at
know. I
2021
remember it. I
movies.
just don't want to.
I know. I was being facetious.
I wish I was on that beach and I could forget about that movie.
The harder they fall.
and got to dementia quick.
We
What'd you
didn't-
say?
The harder they fall.
What was that?
The Black Western movie.
Yeah, it was
Oh,
on
it was okay.
Netflix.
It was
Netflix.
okay.
That's Idris Elba.
It wasn't bad.
He's in that.
Let's see.
You looking at some others?
Pig.
I haven't
seen that yet.
I
Hasn't.
wanted to see that. That's true.
Stillwater.
Oh, was it Willy's
That was
Wonderland
terrible.
last year? Was it
Stillwater.
Stillwater was
Wonderland.
terrible.
Ghostbusters. Ghostbusters.
Oh, Afterlife was
How do
good.
I not remember that?
That was fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That
See, I
was
was
a great
being
one.
facetious with most of
But
those,
it
then
wasn't
I
most
actually
popular,
saw.
so.
No, it wasn't.
What it wasn't Willy's
The
Wonderland?
Tinder Bar. Yes, Willie's
Willy's
Wonderland.
Wonderland
last year.
is-
It's Ben Affleck, The Tinder Bar.
Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Ben Affleck.
Oh,
He
okay.
just needs to hang it up.
This is not the same movie.
Forget
Uh,
Deepwater is a new Ben Affleck
yes,
thing.
and the only interest I have in
Look.
that is because of what's her name from No Time to Die.
Oh, Lisa Doe.
No, the other one, the one he's dating.
Oh,
or the one
Anna
that-
de Armas.
Yes,
Yeah,
Anna
didn't
de
he?
Armas.
Yeah.
Oh gosh, she's hot.
The Devil All the Time. That was actually really good. I rember that. I liked that one.
Screw you.
It's
Is it
not my
Tom
favorite.
Holland?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
yes,
Yeah,
yes,
that
yes,
was-
yes.
that was
that was
actually
good.
I
good.
thought you were thinking of what was that one from 2 years ago? What he wanted or something. It had
Oh, the last thing.
the last thing he
Last
ever
Thing He Ever
wanted.
Wanted.
It was
Yeah.
terrible.
That was the worst
Anne
movie.
Hathaway. So god awful.
Speaking of not Anne Hathaway, but other terrible movies from 2021. Stowaway. I forgot about that one.
Oh yeah. That was.
I hated that
the
movie.
stowaway that
Netflix.
didn't really stow away.
Yeah.
Are you looking at what we reviewed?
Now I'm looking up all these movies that came out in 2021 just because I forgot about so many. Last Night in Soho I liked. I mean, not enough for an Oscar, but I just
Now that was
that-
nominated for something.
No.
We
actually talked about that on our
Yeah.
podcast the day they released the
well,
noms.
Wes
It's
Anderson.
snubbed.
Okay, the
freaking French Dispatch.
French Dispatch. That was a good one.
It
and
got
didn't get
snubbed
nothing.
quite a bit.
Cry Macho, man. With
That- I
Clint
mean,
Eastwood.
I thought
Gosh.
Last Night in Soho got nominated for something.
Nope.
If there's anybody who deserved a Best Supporting Actor nom, it is definitely from Cry Macho. Oh gosh,
Take your pick of
I'm,
the
no,
Mexicans. I don't
no.
know.
I'm trying to think of it from freaking Sling Blade.
What's his name? The country singer.
Dwight Yoakam.
Yes,
Dwight
Dwight
Yoakam.
Yoakam. Thank you, Dwight Yoakam. Yes, he was the best part of that movie.
We don't need to freaking practice, Randy.
Okay, I'm done looking up
All right.
2021.
And that was a good
movies.
quote from a movie.
I love
that.
that
Was
movie.
perfect.
That was.
That was
Well,
a
that
very
was
good
better
one.
than Cry Macho.
Yeah.
Oh.
Alrighty, guys, that's going to do it for this episode of the Red Moon Podcast. Thank you all so much for tuning in. You know it now. That's right. Our Oscar picks.
We're gonna watch it. We're gonna watch it Sunday.
We are indeed.
And
gonna
here's the
watch
great
it.
thing: we're gonna be together, so that's only one television, so that'll help keep their ratings low. It won't be 3 different televisions, households watching it.
True. We're gonna all gather. We're gonna be live
Yeah,
tweeting
yeah.
probably throughout the evening.
We don't want to
our
assist them.
festivities.
We don't want people to look at it and be like, "Oh, look, we did better this year."
But ultimately,
We had 2 more
we will
viewers.
have our review of the Oscar show next week and what we thought about the performances. And of course, were we happy about the outcomes? Probably not, because we told you there was really
We'll
nothing
get
to be
discuss
excited about
How
this
much?
year.
we get to discuss how much we love the 3 hosts this year.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly. It's
And
going to be
that-
fun.
Did you say 3 hoes or 3 hosts?
Oh,
Is there a difference?
hey-o. Not in this show. Alrighty, guys. That's going to do it for this episode. Like, share, subscribe. Thank you all so much for tuning in. All the social medias was at the bottom of your screen.
All of them.
All of them.
Emails.
That's right.
too.
Red Moon
Email
Book,
us.
Red Moon Tweet, Red Moon Pics, and
Those
just
are
search for Red Moon
Those are
Productions
the socials.
on YouTube. Oh, you mentioned email?
RM Podcast. Sean's already laughing.
Said email like 3 times.
Emails.
He's like, oh,
Emails.
did you mention email?
Ready? Ready for it, guys?
I'm ready. It's up.
RM Podcast at redmoonproductions.com.
All right, that's going to be it, guys. Until next time, I'm one of your hosts, Brandon Davidson, alongside our normal new host,
Sean Sebastian.
and
RM Podcast at redmoonproductions.com.
beautiful.
We hope you enjoyed this week's episode. For more reviews, previous podcast shows, and everything Red Moon, visit our website, redmoonproductions.com. You can also like us on Facebook or follow us on Twitter by searching for Red Moon Productions, LLC. We'll see you at the movies.